A Rembrandt special today with two self-portraits. Show in a moment the second one. Now, when I look to Rembrandt, like I was saying in another video, I am the worst drawing person above 3 years old. But when I look to him, I just feel like saying, "Teach me, master." I don't think he can be classified because, in my opinion, not all his paintings, but some of his paintings are simply in a class apart that cannot be defined. And these paintings, these self-portraits, this one and a second one, which had a completely different expression, and I will put these two together and try to match them together, and you will see why. These self-portraits are just, there is no word for that. When you see human expression on a canvas like this, there's nothing else you can say. Basically, you cannot even talk or describe it. So here I'm definitely not going to talk about the rest of the dress and stuff like this. That's for another video. And he's doing a completely different job in another paintings. But the face here, let's just look from a distance first. So we know this is self-portrait. If I will look from this distance, it's like someone is looking to me, and I have a really hard time to just accept that this is a painting. I'm not looking at the bottom here, just the face. I have a really hard time to accept that it's not a picture, photographic or something like this, photography or a pic, if you want. A hard time believing that. Now, the expression here at this distance is like someone is looking at me. I'm not sure what the person is thinking. He's just staring at me or at you, and it stays there. It's waiting. It's in a position. Now, let's zoom in and see what happens. Let's zoom some more. Already at this point, at least from my point of view, I start feeling his emotions. Not emotions like, I don't know, love, angerness or something like that. It's just the human presence. I do feel that when I look from this distance at his face. Even if the face is not perfect, he's pretty old here, I would guess maybe in the 50s, but I definitely feel something different about his skin, but also about his stare, about his look. And the look is kind of piercing. It's kind of piercing. Now let's just keep zooming in and see what happens. Already at this point, the eyes are just almost too much to stare back at them. The look in the eyes is just, okay, maybe I should just walk away. I'm not saying it's something aggressive or mean or anything. It's just the look in the eye. It's a person looking at you. And you know, perhaps you've lived a life. It's not always easy to look in a person's eyes when the person has that straight look. I think many people just kind of have a shade over their eyes, but sometimes they look with a straight look, and maybe that's what's happening here. Again, the expression of the face at this point, it's like someone that may have kind of, I don't know, maybe worries with his life or something like this. It doesn't look exactly like someone happy, not very sad, but just not happy. And but it's really at this point the eyes start capturing you. Now, remember that Rembrandt, actually, I'll show that in future videos, he's playing a lot with shadows and light. And this is not maybe the best of his, but it's definitely he's doing this kind of putting the objects in the shadow, then you barely can see the objects, but you know they are there. You can even guess their shape and their dimension. But it definitely looks using that shade and light play in this painting, and it's very interesting to see that the eyes are barely coming out of that shade. It's intendedly, without any doubt, it's just at the borderline of that shade somehow. But let's just keep zooming in and see what happens. At this point already, I can tell, I can feel, or I can see the personality of this person. It's there, it's in the whole face. It's just the personality that I can see. But let's just keep zooming in. Maybe here, or maybe let's sit it here. Let's stop here. At this point is scary for me. I mean, put your comments in the comment section, please. But at this point is just almost too much to me, for me to look at his eyes. Already the eye, the pupil, you can see the window, or maybe there was a light in the room, but usually it's a window. Let's say a window. See that reflection that you can see in the actual photographs too. But for some reason, there is like a brightness in the pupil. The pupil has this, I'm not sure what I can say in English, not translucency, but it's like a glass, you know, the glass has, the surface has kind of a reflection or something. Even if it looks dark, it has that kind of, it's like humid. The eyes is humid, the pupil is humid. And at this point, basically, you are almost looking into his soul. At this point, it's getting uncomfortable, and let's just keep zooming in. And at this point, he is definitely staring at you. I'm not saying it's perfect, and I don't think we should ever look for perfection or something like that. But at this point, you can tell the person is absolutely staring at you. And honestly, I cannot just go further more. I will stop there because that's a little bit too much for me. All this to say that he is, it's hard for me to pronounce it. He is present in this picture. That's, I don't know what to say. I would feel like I want to step back. He put himself in a painting. And when you look from a distance, you don't get that idea. It's just when you come close. I will stop commenting here because I feel like I should not say more than this. I will let you just get your own ideas. Let's just pass to the second painting. It's important to understand, when you look at this painting, it looks so ordinary, and I mean, just compared to the other one, this has much more detail in the face, the skin of the face. This one looks like some painter just, yeah, he threw like this guy in the painting. Maybe it's a piece of a bigger painting, and he's just a random passing guy or something like that. It's not finished properly. The skin, it has weird shades. But then you get the idea that this is a self-portrait. And it's a particular one. I don't know of many painters that have done self-portrait with this expression. And it's, let's just think about it this way. Usually this is a self-portrait, more or less, maybe smiling, maybe looking some other point. This place, he's looking at us, he's there. This place, he's almost, I'm missing that word. He's playing with us. It's a game. He's playing this game. He's like, I'm staring at you this time. I'm just staring at you my way, with that small smile. Some, what's they call it, specialist. Some people say maybe this is not a smile, though. The mouth, the lips are not split open, are not open. But it's just my interpretation that there is a smile in there by the looks also of the eyes, of the wrinkles. Wrinkles? Is that wrinkles? I guess. To me, it looks like a you know, that funny face that you make. It's just a funny look to the people, to others people, and that's the point with this painting. He's looking at you, basically, of all other people that will stare at this painting with his own personal look and idea. He's like, I don't know how to say this, he's dominating you, or he's just, he has the control in this scene. He has the control in his own way. And that's impressive. That's very impressive. This one, I'm not going to zoom much more than this. I don't think we see much more than that, but I don't know, maybe he's a funny guy. He had fun with people. He was just amusing. He thought about just have fun with this painting. I'm going to have fun with those who are going to stare at my painting. Very interesting, very interesting. All right, see you in other paintings with Rembrandt. I have quite a lot to show you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.